Aha!
Oh,
I caught you.
yeah. You guys say it wrong. It's uh-huh.
Did you hear that? You guys say it wrong? Wow.
Oh, man. You guys share us, like us, spread the word, and remember, subscribe to YouTube. I got to hit a number because I want to tell my kids I'm a YouTube star.
Yeah, we're a long way from that. Tell your kids, tell your wife, tell everybody.
What's the number we got to hit for them
You got to have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube to.
Y'all can help us. Come on.
I mean, you're going to have to start passing out flyers for us to get to that. But
Oh, man.
we were doing something earlier today that we wanted to carry on here, and you may have seen some of these too, but I know last night I was sitting there watching cable news, waiting for the president's address from the Rose Garden, and all the news channels were, as they were waiting, because it was like 10 to 15 minutes late, and those things always run late, or start late, they were showing police and military clashing with protesters with tear gas, and it was just a lot to take in, and it was just sad, and it was, and
disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of our lives are disrupted in some sense. You were driving downtown and saw the...
Yeah, so I took the kids to Lakewood Park. Y'all got to go. It's amazing. And so driving home, we were driving through the city, and the kids are like checking the GPS. Like, are you sure we could drive through? You can drive through, but every single exit is blocked by a police car. And then when we finally get to where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and you're driving underneath East 9th, the kids are looking and they're like police cars everywhere on the streets. And then one of my older kids was like, Mommy, there's a military tank on the streets. Now we're in Cleveland all the time, the museums and hanging out. And so he reminded me, like, this is crazy. Because as adults, you hear, oh, the National Guard. I know this is all crazy, but we kind of underestimate how abnormal that is. And he was like, what is going on? And I had to calm him down, like, it's good.
And I've been seeing...
Because it looks like war in Cleveland.
Yeah, it does.
For a kid.
Especially for a kid, yeah. And so, with all the media attention on the real bad places, which I understand why they're there, we need to see what's happening. We want to take a minute and cheer for the positive stories we're seeing. And I even think of, I've got a neighbor 2 doors down from me. I just love this guy, and he's a police officer, and his hours have been crazy, and he's been in the heat of it, and he's frustrated, and there's so many cops out there just doing a great job, doing the right thing.
And the family they leave behind, and the fear. Imagine little kids seeing your parents leave for this. That's crazy.
I mean, I said this on the air yesterday, I think. I was driving with Sarah from Fairlawn on 77 from like the Gent Road exit headed towards Cleveland, and they had construction cones going up, and guys set up the cones, and there was a cop car driving slowly behind the construction workers just to keep them safe. And I look at my wife, I go, people think about the exciting aspects of police work. Talk about mind-numbingly boring. To just drive slow behind guys putting up cones for miles.
Is that what a little kid was thinking of when he was like, I want to be a...
But then my wife looks at me and she goes, well, I bet his wife's happy he's doing that.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So
can we highlight Tara?
Yeah.
She says, Janelle, I'm so glad you're here. My husband told Moody Radio hired an Afro-Dominican, and she's mixed, and you can hear her accent. I don't have an accent. That is when I first started listening. I wanted a reaction. I do have an accent. Okay, go ahead.
No, what did you want me to say?
Because I'm like, I don't have an accent. You're usually like, you do have an accent.
She does have an accent.
All kinds of accents.
There's a whole bunch of things mixed in there. You've got this Latina / East Coast thing mixed together.
That's why, not like seriously speaking, when people say, they hear me talk and they kind of look confused and they go, where are you from? I'm always like, well, it depends. Because I never know. What are you hearing?
Yeah, you're like, hola, go park the car. Get an orange. ¿Dónde está?
Oh, man.
¿Dónde está orange?
Oh, man. She said she started listening to Moody. That's when she started listening. I just wanted to say, I love you and I'm so glad you're here, Tara. But I'm looking forward to cheering for the stories because even this morning you brought up local stories.
Well, before we get to that, I think the real reason Tara's here is because of the curiously interesting and handsome white guy that's on here.
No.
Honey, did you hear? There's a skinny white guy. It's so interesting. He doesn't look anything like he sounds.
Wow. Adrian says, yes, Janelle, you do have an accent. Robert says, yes, she does. I hear myself. I sound very American.
Depends on how you define American, right? Yeah, no, you do sound definitely American.
No, I do. I don't. I have actually, Len said he's kind of sad because I'm around him all the time now. But when I was growing up, I was around my family and I would be around them every day. And so when he met me, my accent was thicker and it's kind of gone away a little bit. And he's kind of sad about that. He's like, can you bring it back? I'm like, what?
And you're like, what? I'm just parking the car. I make you from Boston. I don't even do my East Coast stuff right, but I get close.
You're good, though.
That's okay.
You need to imitate people in Minnesota.
Wait, I'm what?
Okay, let's go back to the stories.
I think she said I'm good at something. Did you catch that? It's recorded right here, live on the internet.
Oh, my goodness.
Now the internet knows. So a couple of positive stories. We're going to start light and get more interesting and more local.
Like it.
So, you heard about all these people violating curfews and clashing with police all night long. How about this one? Phoenix. Let's go to Phoenix. So a group of protesters in downtown Phoenix, there's about 100 of them because, it's Phoenix. It's not like it's New York or something. They negotiated with police because there's an 8 p.m. curfew. And the police and the protesters are like, let's figure this out. We got an 8 p.m. curfew. And so they were like, listen, maybe if a couple of officers just showed some solidarity and knelt, just took a knee, we'll just go home. And they were like, okay. So right around 8 o'clock, a couple officers took a knee. Everybody applauded.
Aww.
And everybody went home.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's not going to be
the alternative
would have been horrible. But
you're there for longer. You can just shut it down and be like, yeah, man, I'm on your team.
Yeah, and
cool.
And Brett Barrett Fox or Wolf Blitzer won't be like, Wolf Blitzer coming to you live. Wait, what's this? Protesters in Phoenix? Yes, my producer's telling me protesters in Phoenix have all gone home safely today.
Oh,
they're obeying the curfew. It's going well.
No one's going to do that.
No one's going to do that.
I love when you imitate people. You just imitated Wolf Blitzer. That is very, ambitious.
He's got a great name, by the way.
Hello.
This is no commentary on who I like on cable news. Disregard that part. My name's Brian. Hey, everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like Wolf Blitzer or Bob Devine.
Yeah.
Why do they get to do that? But don't we have somebody in the Moody family? His last name is Thunder.
Yeah, the manager in Nashville used to be on the air for years. Scott Thunder.
Why
do I got?
Brian Dolan. And then, can I say...
What?
When I first started working here, I mispronounced his name. He goes, no, doll, like a doll. When I told my kids that, they were like, he shouldn't have said that.
There's people who can't pronounce my name. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I can just change my name.
Names.
Be Brian Lightning.
Oh, my gosh. Gary. No. Wow, you're fan. Woo! He says, we're here for the English accent of Team Brian. Go ahead. That's Team right. Brian accent.
That's right, Gary. Here we are, having a cup of tea. Top of the morning too, yeah, right. Wait, that was Irish kind of. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Butch says, thank you, Brian and Janelle, for your ministry. I have listened to Moody for a long time, but I have never been on Facebook till today. Woo! I lived in Haiti. That's so awesome. For 3 years. So it totally warms my heart to see Janelle and knowing she's from DR because my heart will always be in Haiti. That is so awesome. With our incredible challenges we have in the U.S., they are minuscule compared to our third world countries. Right. Yes, they are, especially the conflict between Dominicans and Haiti. So sad. Oh, but I just want to say Haiti's awesome. Mommy visited Haiti when I was little. I would love to visit Haiti. So welcome, Butch.
And let me just say, Butch, I was just talking about great names for broadcasting. Like, why are you not in media? And now we go live to Butch Alexander.
Yeah!
That's a great name.
Yes, it is.
And meanwhile, this is Brian something.
Yeah, what's up with that, dude? You can change it and then we'll all make pretend that it was always that. What would you pick? Think of it, and then we'll...
Well, Butch is taken now, so I can't take that. Wolf is taken. I don't know.
Amora says, side note, oh, wait. You want to get...
No, that's okay. We got time.
She says, I was surprised to hear that local stores, Walmart and Legacy Village, have closed this weekend. I was out and about this weekend at stores and didn't notice. Yeah, Legacy Village closed.
Precautionary.
But, and that's what they said. But I told my son, I'm like, yes, please. Can you imagine how heartbreaking it would be? Heartbreaking. Yes, please close. Walmart, same thing. But it is sad what you said, keeping in mind the people like that don't have a lot of options in terms of where they shop.
I have friends in Chicago who are sharing online what stores are open and where they are just because they need to get groceries and so many are shut down. So another positive story right here from our very own Lorain, Ohio.
Lorain! Woo! Love Lorain. Right by my hometown.
She got real excited about Lorain.
Third hometown, Oberlin. No, Lorain is awesome. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans in Lorain.
You know what? She gave you a bronze, Lorain. A third. You got a bronze. You're on the leaderboard.
Lorain is awesome. Have you been to Lorain?
I'm sure I have.
Oh,
I don't get that excited.
So when I saw this on the news, I was so proud. But go ahead.
So a memo released as step one from the Lorain Police Chief, Jim McCann. He says, as the Chief of Police in Lorain and as a 28-year law enforcement veteran, I absolutely condemn the actions of the 4 police officers in Minneapolis, and I believe they should be subject to the full force of the law. The death of George Floyd was tragic and inexcusable. The men and women of the Lorain Police Department stand with those who wish to peacefully protest against the use of unnecessary brutal force against any citizen, and we stand ready to support and join you in your peaceful protest. And then he went on to talk about him as a career police officer, and then he didn't just write words on the internet, which many of us are good at. He did that. Look at him. There he is.
That is so cool.
And why didn't you hear much about the Lorain protests? Because they were peaceful. Because with the leadership of Lorain's police department and the great work of those officers who protect and serve their community, they worked with the protesters. Everything went off without a hitch.
Really awesome. Marcy says, yeah, Oberlin. I live in Oberlin. And I'm bringing it up because I saw the police chief and his public statement in Oberlin. Super awesome, and what a strong statement that police chiefs are making. That's super cool. Oberlin's amazing. I love to go there. The little, when I was accepted to Oberlin, oh my gosh. So you go to, just a side note, you go to the catalog for Oberlin College and you see a picture of their downtown. Super cool. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be chilling there all the time. You get there, it literally is that corner. That's downtown. And I was like, oh, wait, I thought it was bigger in here. But it's, like, so cool and a small town. But it was nice to see the police department and their stance there.
Wow, Sarah, my Boston accent makes you cringe? Wow.
That's funny. Try it again.
I got to pull up my favorite one. Right?
Yes, Robert. Amen. Shout out to Oberlin. He says Oberlin has always been down for the cause. Dr. King spoke there. Yes, he did. And they were, if you want to do some awesome things in Oberlin, they were a very key part of the Underground Railroad. There's even, I do geocaching with my kids. There's a really cool one in Oberlin, and it's like Underground Railroad related. The very first African American to graduate, get a BA, get a PhD, very first woman, all Oberlin. Oberlin's amazing.
Wow. Yeah,
so, yes.
Well, back to my Boston accent.
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, go.
Kathleen taught me this one. It's when you're in Boston, you tell someone, when you're wearing your khaki pants, you want to tell them you've got your car keys in your khakis. And so you go, I got my car keys in my khakis. Right? Is what you say?
Perfect.
I got to go pack the car and have it yet.
Oh, my goodness. Doesn't it make you, like, want to
awesome?
go to Boston?
Yes.
Want to go to Boston?
I've been to Boston. It's a great town. So, did you hear about what happened in Queens, New York?
No.
Everybody's seen about New York, but in New York, just hours after violent protests led to hundreds of arrests, city officers joined a church in Queens and demonstrators in Manhattan by taking a knee beside protesters on Sunday. Videos posted online show NYPD officers, including white shirt officers, kneeling in the streets of Jamaica, Queens, as members of the excelling church prayed and held a moment of silence. Here it is.
Oh, that is awesome.
You're not going to see that.
Awesome. There's Minneapolis is doing something awesome. It's not just police related. They have the Minneapolis community fills the sidewalk with groceries after riots destroy the stores, and it's they're loading up cars and trucks and vans, and it's a collection for families living in the area. Look at that. It's a sidewalk full of groceries because of what you were
Why
having.
can't you say groceries?
Groceries.
Groceries.
¿Cómo es que se dice?
Groceries.
Groceries?
Groceries?
Groceries.
Is that an East Coast thing?
I don't know.
What do you say, Kelly?
Groceries.
Yeah.
What? Okay, whatever.
You go all the way down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Did I say that? I probably said it wrong. Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
You're going more accents.
So community members gathered in prayer at the Elevated Church there in support of Baton Rouge police. And Baton Rouge Police Chief Paul Murphy said, we need prayer now more than ever before, even before this incident. And then he attended the visual to show his support for people of all races as they prayed together. In Flint Township, Michigan, a sheriff of Genesee County.
Woo!
We don't cheer for Michigan here.
Oh, we don't? Oh,
No.
sorry.
We're proud of them, but...
We're Christians.
Yeah, but we can still cheer for the right football team. Chris Swanson displayed unity with the people as he took off his helmet and laid down his baton to address the crowd. He said, we want to be with you for real.
Aww.
He said, I want to make this a parade, not a protest. You just tell me what you need me to do. So the crowd said, hey, why don't you walk with us? So he did. He said, let's walk.
Oh my goodness, that is cool.
Let's make this a parade, not a protest.
So cool.
I just love seeing those. Anyway, you've got stuff too.
David Lee says these positive stories won't make the news because they don't promote fear. Kathy says gospel. Oh yeah, Kathy says she went to Oberlin first time last year for Juneteenth. The best place to be for Juneteenth is Oberlin. Had a program on the green, super awesome. We sat through it. I like the pictures of the, and then she says gospel choir on the green in Oberlin last year. I want to go again. Yeah, that's amazing right there. Mike likes the pictures of the police praying together.
Well, we got a story out of Cleveland from Kimberly.
Kimberly says, speaking of positive things, Playhouse Square sent an email yesterday, part of which stated, in true Cleveland fashion, on Sunday morning, more than 60 friends of the organization, tradespeople, contractors, vendors, and others, arrived on site with carpentry tools and cleaning supplies to voluntarily assist our staff members, some of whom had been working through the night to protect guests in our Crown Plaza Hotel and secure our facilities. They swept, scrubbed, power washed, and boarded up the windows and doors. Woo!
Cleveland!
Trades people! Yeah!
Love it. And you have one out
Yes.
of
So, Bay Village, what's up?
Is that
Bay
which
Village-
number is Bay Village for you? You mentioned Lorraine was number 3.
I don't have anybody in Bay Village. I haven't even been to Bay Village, and you all gotta correct me.
So
I
it's for
thought
4?
LeBron lived in Bay Village, but I
No,
think I'm wrong.
he
He
lived
had
in
like a
Akron.
house in Bay Village.
Oh, you could have had a house in every community if we wanted to, I
Yeah,
suppose.
right.
But
But yeah, it's super cool. I know it's local. Bay Village Police had an important message for everyone Monday night. So he came out with a protester, and police said they received a call about a suspicious man. When they drove by, they didn't see anything suspicious besides a protester. And the two waved at each other, and then he stood next to him, and his message was to everyone, this is the police saying, be united, not divided. So cool. And this one I've seen several times. Police chief in Chattanooga, Tennessee, saying to his police officers, there's no need to see more video. If what you saw in those 9 minutes was not injustice, you need to turn your badges in and walk away. I thought that as a leader sends a strong statement, and it's bold and it's courageous.
you see what Isaac said?
Brian, you might not originally be from Ohio, but you have your priorities straight. Never cheer for that state up north. OH.
I
Epa! Yeah, I gotta get my life together.
I haven't been here as long as you have, and I feel like I'm more Ohio than you.
You think so? Aw, see, I'm all about basketball, but Len knows all. I know he
Wait,
knows.
hold up.
I
You're
know
all about
basketball.
basketball.
I bet you didn't watch The Last Dance, the whole thing. I did.
I don't have ESPN.
I did.
Watching
Thank
The Last
you.
Dance does not make me know
Last
all
Dance,
about...
amazing.
She says stuff like this. She'll be like, Brian, I know all about that. And then I'll be like,
All about
I know all about Star Wars,
I was
Brian.
educating my kids about who the real star is. Jordan, woo! Watch me they're gonna throw tomatoes. Oh my God.
I know all about that.
Oh my goodness. Tara says that is great. United, not divided. Yeah, isn't that cool? Right here in our area.
And there's other ones too, you guys. There's so many great stories. There's
Houston police also came out.
yes.
He was awesome. If you have it, a police chief in Houston, Texas, police chief was welcomed with cheers as he gave an impassioned speech to the protesters, and he said, "We will march as a department with everybody in this community. I will march until I can't stand no more." Isn't that cool? Ah.
Then you go to Omaha, Nebraska. Who knew people were actually there? Just kidding. There's a lot of people in Omaha. It's a big town.
Is it?
I've been to Omaha.
Utah. Are there people in Utah? Like, why?
There's people there. Like
Wow.
when I lived in
Those
Minnesota,
states.
I grew up in Minnesota. When I went to Nebraska, it was because I was on my way somewhere else. But you stop there to go to the
Exactly.
bathroom, get something to eat, and you're like, look at this.
Yeah.
Nebraska's a place, and there's people here. So according to an NBC affiliate in Omaha, police and protesters locked arms on Sunday afternoon near police headquarters in Bellevue, Omaha. The Bellevue neighborhood of Omaha. Locked arms.
That's awesome.
A
Ken. Oh,
Whoa, no, what?
Ken Peel is here from Quad
Ken!
Cities.
Ken from Quad Cities! You're in the presence of radio greatness.
That's
We're in
right.
the radio family, right here at Brian General Family. Ken Peel, right there. He, radio legend in the Quad Cities. Been on a bunch of different radio stations, serving the Lord for Moody Radio, Quad Cities. Kicking butt, taking names, that whole thing. He's doing that. Watch it. He's a farmer too, so.
Oh, yeah.
What are you
like,
doing?
for real.
You're
Not-
over there. I asked Ken about her.
I eat real eggs.
No, she knows where
Thank
I'm going.
you.
I asked Ken about this. That I said that she's buying $5 eggs, and I don't remember his exact reaction, but it was like, did he throw up in his mouth, or was it? Like he couldn't believe it. He was like, I got plenty of eggs to sell you for that price.
Dude, I live in Cleveland. I don't live
No,
in
you don't.
Minnesota.
You live in Shaker Heights. Now. I'm
What
all
is
about
wrong
that.
with you? Oh my
A large
goodness.
number of Christians gathered at the site of George Floyd's death to usher in the presence of God in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. You didn't hear about this? A pastor reported this on location. He said, at the site of George Floyd's murder scene, they preached unity, love, and repentance. People brought food, and many came to love on and minister to the community. Then the people got on their knees, forgave one another, and gave their lives to Jesus. You didn't read about that?
No, I didn't. So cool. Look, we got people on YouTube. You guys are awesome. So what other stories do you have locally to celebrate? There are some good things happening right now.
Did you see what Todd said? Omaha has 100,000 more people than Cleveland. Todd,
No.
stop telling lies on the internet.
No, but wait, that's a whole state. I mean, like, come on now.
No,
That doesn't
no,
prove
no,
anything.
Nebraska's the state. Omaha's the city.
Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
That wasn't part of your citizenship test.
Oh my god. Wow. I'm not even gonna.
Well, basically,
Wait,
all of-
Omaha is it's a big city.
well,
Let's look at
yeah.
pictures. I want to see pictures.
Yeah, it's a big city, Omaha. I've been there. I think I had a soccer tournament there back in the day. But isn't the rest of Omaha or of Nebraska basically a suburb of Omaha? Like if you live in Nebraska, you're basically in Omaha.
You know what though? When I was asked if I wanted to go to Oberlin and they said Ohio, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going there. That's full of cornfields. On the East Coast, that's what people think of when they think, well, especially back then, Ohio. And so that's what I'm seeing. I haven't even seen pictures. When I think of Nebraska, is
Wow.
a bunch of cornfields.
No,
You've
it
been
is.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is?
It actually
Okay.
is. I remember driving. We drove to Colorado from
Wow, there are
southeastern Minnesota.
buildings, Brian. Look. It's a
Oh
full
yeah,
city.
downtown, but the rest of it is just flat
It's pretty.
cornfields. Well, yeah, it is. It's a great town, Omaha. There you
Wow,
go. Look at
I would go there. It's probably, is it hot all the
it.
time?
Now you're lying on the internet. Just
No,
like
I would
Todd.
go there. On my way to California. I would go there.
I don't know if you go through Nebraska to get to California.
That's the only way you're going to see me in
I think it's
Omaha,
if you're
Nebraska.
in Minnesota or Iowa and you need to get to Colorado,
Oh, that's how it is?
you have to get through there. It's like when all of us here in Ohio are going somewhere, we pretty much have to get through West Virginia. And then we go where we're trying to get.
We are so wrong. Look, we're wrong. So, Theola says, sorry, I love Ohio, but I was born and raised in Michigan. Go blue!
Oh, wow, Theola, we love you, but calm down.
She's my girl. Stop. Tatrish says, that is wonderful. How you see God turn what the enemy meant for bad to good.
That's
oh,
right.
We love you.
That's why we shared those stories today, because we needed a dose of that, because it's not all looting and rioting. There are people
Yes.
who are, using their First Amendment rights
Yes.
with grace and love, and there's police officers doing great things. It's great.
David says Omaha hosts the College Baseball World Series. Like, you didn't even know that.
Everyone's favorite event.
I know. Gary says, Janelle in Nebraska.
Shaking my head at Janelle in Nebraska. Yeah.
And
yeah, you're not. He's agreeing with me. You're not going to Nebraska.
no, if it was on my way somewhere, I would go.
So basically, if you were forced to go through it because you had no other choice, you'd go.
Yeah.
What a ringing endorsement of the great state of
Oh,
Nebraska.
I'm sorry. No, but I saw the pictures. It's really pretty. Tara says, I love that the church is speaking. This discussion is beautiful, provides resources, and helps starts the discussion.
Oh, good. She shared a resource.
Let's
there you go.
see.
We can't have audio on that on our computer.
No, I'm just going to see the title. Can I see?
You do whatever you want anyway.
Become the Bridge, a conversation with Pastor Stephen Furtick and Pastor, do you know who they are?
Yeah.
Elevation Church. Cool.
Yeah, it's a mega church.
Yeah. We're seeing several churches and leaders. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Skipping Todd's comment?
Brian? Oh, yes, please. Where's your Omaha accent?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Here's my Omaha accent. There's nobody there. I have nothing to say. Like, it's cornfields.
Man, it looks pretty, though.
You're from Omaha.
I will say, though.
Just kidding. Yeah. It's,
Look at that. Look. Oh, no, that's Dallas and Omaha. It looks way more than I thought. But like we're saying.
You are all about stereotypes.
Why?
You thought literally there's like no cities there? It's just farmers? The capital's going to have cities? It's a state.
And then Utah, too. I'm like, dude, like, who
Utah's
in
beautiful.
Utah.
Utah's beautiful.
Montana. No, wait.
Beautiful.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not beautiful. I'm just saying you don't picture cities.
No, the one that gets me is Idaho.
That's another one.
Have I ever met anyone from Idaho?
Let's look up a picture. No. Let's look.
Like, what's going on
do
there?
you think there are buildings there?
There's buildings in Boise, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let me see.
This just in, both people who protested in Boise were peaceful.
Gosh. Look, now that's beautiful. Sorry. Beautiful mountains. Okay, maybe
you have to put in Boise. You didn't know how to spell it.
No, I didn't, actually. Okay.
See, look at...
Wow, buildings! But it really is.
It's beautiful. The mountains there are beautiful.
Yeah. Nothing but corn mazes in Nebraska.
Yeah, they got a lot of corn.
It's the best state. Wyoming? Seriously?
Yeah, what's going on?
Or cities between Cleveland and Toledo?
Right. Look up Cheyenne, Wyoming. There's got to be a building there.
How do you spell that?
It's a C-H-E-Y.
Oh, yeah, this?
Yeah.
I didn't even know how to pronounce that when I see it. There are no kind of buildings at all.
No, they are. There's look at there's a building.
No.
They're not big, but there's something going on
there's
there.
Something. I was gonna tell you.
That picture's from like 1950.
Utah's you said Utah.
Look at those cars. That's like.
Oh. that is
looks the same actually.
That is
Sorry.
crazy.
We're not sure what's going on there.
That would be fun though. Len really wants to. We would have done this earlier, but I got to figure out how to do it with my job. He wants to take the kids to Yellowstone Park, but that's such a long drive. And I told him, how can we make it? He went as a kid. I haven't gone there. And we always go east, because there's a lot to do all up and down the East Coast.
Yeah, once you start heading west, the states keep getting bigger, and it takes longer and longer to get through.
Dude. I was like, can we rent an RV? Like,
well, like in 8 to 10 hours here, you could be at the Atlantic coast. If you're in Minneapolis, you drive north 8 to 10 hours, you wouldn't be to Canada yet.
Crazy. You know what I want to figure out? If somebody could help me, I'll ask again later if I don't. But I told them if we could figure out a way to get there and like a route to take or where there's stuff to do on our way, but maybe there isn't. I've asked in different groups. Or is it just a straight just drive?
You'd be like, kids, look, buildings! Buildings! It's been 2 days.
Oh my God. This sounds like a boring drive.
So somehow positive stories about protests has turned into us ridiculing obscure states that no one seems to
Carrie said least populated state.
Wyoming? Yeah, probably.
Oh, it is? Yeah. David has to go. He's one of your fans. You should be like,
why wouldn't you be? Why are you surprised by that?
Okay, guys, go subscribe to Brian and Janelle on YouTube.
Go pack on YouTube and
Hello.
click the button.
Get your orange.
Get your orange. Watch some YouTube.
Rob is here. Miss Anita. Oscar Acevedo. Hola, buenos días. Oscar. Mike says, keep praying for our healthcare workers, police and military leaders who are making choices that are very difficult.
You bet.
Amen. Bye, Carrie, Marcy, and Tara. Love you, Tara. Viola, love when you come. David, Tutrish, Johnson, welcome. Love that you came. Wait, hold on. Nidra, what's up?
It's Nedra, but thanks.
Oh, I have a friend named Nidra. It's not Nidra?
I thought it was Nedra.
No, Nidra. Ask AAA for a scenic or tourist.
Yeah, they'll help you with that. They're great.
AAA. I haven't thought of AAA for like 20 years. That's a good idea. I haven't. Not for travel, because you go on Google. That's true.
Right, but back in the day, that was, when I was a kid, we did an East Coast trip from suburbs of Minneapolis all the way to the East Coast and did all the big East Coast cities. We did Boston, Philly, Washington, D.C., and all that.
Oh, nice.
And we got a trip tick from AAA.
That's what they're called?
Yeah, it's like a flip map where they make you a personalized map that highlights the route you should go.
Oh,
and when you get to the end of that page, you flip it over, and then you pick up where you left off and keep going.
I'll try that. Thank
Part of
you,
your membership.
Nidra. You're awesome.
Nedra, thank you.
Is it Nidra or Nedra? I think it's Nidra. In fact, we're going to stay and find out. Todd says, creepy curtains opening and closing in the background. Is that more Ron? Yes, that is Ron. More Ron. Nidra, I think it's Nidra in my opinion, so thank you.
So it doesn't matter what you call yourself. It matters what Janelle wants to call you.
No,
That's what we've learned today.
Nedra? I don't think it's Nedra, but people pronounce their names differently. Why are you doing that? Daniel says, Brian, how would you pray for him? Daniel says, I have a hard time praying for Derek Chauvin, but I must. I can't find the right words for some reason.
No, we do have to pray for him.
Thank you, Nidra. But how would you, thank you. By the way, I'm right. But go ahead. Please help.
Sorry, Nidra. I love your name, by the way. I think you'd tell God exactly what you're saying. Say, Lord, I'm having a hard time. I want to pray for him. I think I should pray for him. And I don't know how. You know what his needs are. If he's not saved, may he be saved. But he can't. I don't want to go down that road right now. But yeah, Daniel, I know what you're saying. And that's something we got to talk about on the show at some point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because it's true. It is. Like, he needs prayer. No question about it. Great point, David. Or Daniel, sorry.
Yeah.
Daniel.